How's everybody doing this afternoon? This is Nate White, to hell but back and better. Hope everybody's doing as well as I am today. But I'm going to cut down to the chase. How I went to hell. The road that took me to hell. Mostly drug use, not going to lie to you. I was given chance after chance after catching DUI after DUI, and then I caught a case selling $20 worth of heroin. 0.26 of a gram. That's right. 0.26 of a gram. I know that doesn't mean anything to many people, but that's basically a shot on the streets. And I was convicted and given a 10-year sentence with 4 of those years suspended. That meant 6 years in the Department of Corrections. And at that time, you had to serve 50% of your time. Every day you served, you got a day of good time, unless you screwed up, which I screwed up. I would have been out after a 14-month time cut. You do the math, and I ended up doing 35 months, having to go back a little less than a year later to serve a year to get off the probation, off that 4 suspended. 1 year for the 4 years of probation, no more. After I did that year, I had 1 year of parole, free and clear. I've been free and clear since January 19th of 2019. And the road to get there was one hell of a one. Good times, bad times, and many, many regretful ones. Heroin, it's just a horrible thing. So I was selling to make some money, pay gas, basically get high for free in the long run. And I was caught selling a very small amount, and like I said, sent to prison. Well, after spending 10 and a half months in the county jail, I was finally shipped to the penitentiary. I actually, after our reception, I was there for 23 days, then was sent to a facility called Michigan City ISO, which is Indiana State Prison outside facility. They got a maximum security where death row is, and then they've got outside facility. I was at the outside facility for 6-7 months, and because of a ride-up altercations, causing trouble from in a camp that had about 350 people to behind the 40-foot wall, where life changed at the snap of a finger so fast. Insane so fast. So my first experiences in ISO, yes, a lot of fights, a lot of thievery, a lot of bullshit. But at the same time, not so many knives. Yeah, there were a few, but nobody was really wanting to use them. The gang structure. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. And I am affiliated. We're not going to talk about that. No need to talk about that, because I do not represent what I used to represent. And because of the lack of structure in the penitentiary, I had also been away from the affiliation long enough to where I did not have to go on to county prison, plus my age when I got there. But there were still a bunch of politics that I had to, abide by, just like every other convict, inmate, whatever, in the Indiana prison life, prison system. So after the bullshit county, bullshit at ISO, Lakeside facility, here it goes. I'm in there with the big dogs now. 40-foot wall everywhere outside where I am. The floor below me is death row. I'm in a section called IDU, Intensive Disciplinary Unit. And it's the highest you can get next to the shoe. The only difference is there were bars instead of the steel doors. So, that being said, it was a pretty rough place to be. And when you got let out for recreation, this isn't segregation, you had a rec partner. Things happen in there. I witnessed a murder right in front of my face, right there. But that's not the one I want to talk about today. I want to talk about what happens when you come up with bad paperwork. When you come up with paperwork that says you've injured or had an SA against a child. That child, multiple children at that. Sodomizing. Horrible things. I don't know the gentleman's last name, but this gentleman, this punk named Matt, came onto our range one day. This is in Indiana State Prison, Michigan City. And you could tell he was a little weird and probably had one of those cases. Well, one of the guys was able to grab his DOC number. Keep that shit hidden if you want to keep your case hidden. There's a cell phone in every 3 out of 5 cells. Guards know this. They brought them. So yeah, Matt, he was asked for if he wanted oral sex. He said yes. This is about 4:30, 5 o'clock breakfast chow. 2 or 3 men rushed the cell. Had their way. It took that man's cheeks. Well, better yet, what goes around comes around. When they took his cheeks, the man that took him was infected with HIV. Let that set in. Got handled with HIV. And 5 weeks into your 80-year sentence, and now you got violated with a HIV wiener. I mean, that's one hell of a road. Well, this is another one at you. To hell, but back and better. This is Nate White signing off. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I don't